Sean P. Diddy Combs, a name synonymous with hip-hop. He is a cultural icon. He redefined the music industry. Diddy's influence transcends music. He is a fashion trendsetter. He is a savvy businessman. His journey is one of ambition and controversy. From humble beginnings to a billion-dollar empire, Diddy's story is captivating. This is the story of the rise, controversy, and legacy of an icon. Sean Combs' journey into the music industry began in the heart of New York City. He started as an intern at Uptown Records. Uptown Records was a melting pot of talent. Heavy hitters like Jodeci and Mary J. Blige were signed to the label. Combs quickly rose through the ranks. His work ethic was undeniable. He possessed an innate understanding of the music business. His talent didn't go unnoticed. He was soon promoted to 8A&DR executive. In this role, he was responsible for discovering and nurturing new talent. He signed the Notorious Big. This was a pivotal moment in hip-hop history. The Notorious Big, or Biggie as he was known, would become a hip-hop legend. Combs' time at Uptown Records was cut short. He was fired in 1993. This setback would prove to be a blessing in disguise. It fueled his ambition. It ignited a fire in him to prove his doubters wrong. Combs was determined to create his own path. He was ready to make his mark on the world. This was the turning point in Sean Combs' life, the moment he decided to bet on himself. He took a leap of faith. He founded his own label, Bad Boy Records. Bad Boy Records was more than just a label. It was a movement. It was a cultural phenomenon. The year was 1993. Hip-hop was evolving. The East Coast sound was gritty. It was raw. It reflected the realities of street life. Bad Boy Records embodied this energy. It amplified it. It brought it to the mainstream. Combs, now known as Puff Daddy, was at the helm. He was the captain steering the ship. He had a vision. He had an ear for talent. He had the charisma to bring it all together. Bad Boy Records signed a string of successful artists. These artists would become household names. They included the Notorious Big, Craig Mack, and Faith Evans. Bad Boy's sound was infectious. It was innovative. It blended hip-hop with R&B. It created a new genre. It was commercially successful. It was critically acclaimed. Bad Boy dominated the charts. It ruled the airwaves. It permeated popular culture. The label's success was unprecedented. It solidified Puff Daddy's status as a music mogul. Puff Daddy was not just a businessman, he was a hitmaker. He had an innate ability to craft songs that resonated with audiences. He knew how to create anthems. His productions were groundbreaking. He pushed the boundaries of hip-hop. This sound was Bad Boy. He saw something special in the Notorious Big. He nurtured Biggie's talent. He guided him to create one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time, Ready to Die. It also cemented Puff Daddy's status as a kingmaker. Section 2, A New Sound. Bad Boy's sound was unique. It was a fusion of hip-hop, R&B, and pop. It was catchy, it was danceable, it was commercially appealing. Puff Daddy's production style was characterized by its use of samples. He would take classic soul and funk records. He would rework them. He would give them a modern twist. This innovative approach to sampling revolutionized hip-hop. It paved the way for a new generation of producers. Bad Boy's music was more than just beats and rhymes. It was about style. It was about attitude. It was about a lifestyle. Puff Daddy understood the importance of image. He knew how to create a brand. He dressed his artists in the finest clothes. He put them in luxurious cars. He surrounded them with beautiful women. This aspirational imagery became synonymous with Bad Boy. It appealed to a generation hungry for success. It made them believe that anything was possible. Bad Boy was more than just a record label. It was a cultural phenomenon. It was a movement that transcended music. It influenced fashion. It influenced language. It influenced the way a generation saw the world. This was the power of Puff Daddy. He was a visionary. He was a tastemaker. He was an icon. Section 3, Beyond the Music. Puff Daddy's ambition extended beyond the recording studio. He had a vision. He wanted to build an empire. He understood the power of diversification. He knew that to secure his legacy, he had to expand his reach. He ventured into the world of fashion. He launched his own clothing line, Sean John. The line was a reflection of his personal style. It was urban. It was sophisticated. It was aspirational. Sean John became a huge success. It was sold in department stores across the country. It was worn by celebrities and influencers. Puffy had conquered the fashion world, but he wasn't done yet. He saw an opportunity in the beverage industry. He partnered with Diageo, a global leader in beverage alcohol. Together, they launched Ciroc Vodka. Ciroc was positioned as a luxury brand. It was marketed towards a sophisticated clientele. The partnership was a stroke of genius. Ciroc became one of the top-selling vodka brands in the world. Puff Daddy's Midas touch had struck again. He had turned Ciroc into a billion-dollar brand. These ventures demonstrated Puff Daddy's business acumen. He had a knack for identifying opportunities. He had the marketing savvy to turn his ideas into gold. He was more than just a music mogul. Section 4. The brand Diddy. Puff. Daddy understood the power of branding. He knew that his name was more than just a name. It was a brand. He constantly reinvented himself. He changed his name multiple times. From Puff Daddy to P. Diddy to Diddy, each iteration marked a new chapter in his career. These transformations kept him relevant. They showed his ability to adapt and evolve. He became a master of reinvention. Diddy's brand extended beyond his own ventures. He became a sought-after endorser. He appeared in commercials for major brands like Pepsi and McDonald's. His face was everywhere. He was a walking billboard. He was a marketing machine. He transcended the boundaries of hip-hop. He became a global icon. Diddy's influence was undeniable. He had built an empire. He had amassed a fortune. He had achieved a level of success that few could have imagined. He had become one of the most influential figures in entertainment. He was a testament to the power of hard work, determination, and unwavering self-belief. He had defied the odds. He had achieved the American dream. He was P. Diddy, and he was unstoppable. Section 5. A cultural force. P. Diddy's impact on culture extended far beyond music and fashion. He was a trendsetter, a tastemaker, and a voice for his generation. He understood the power of media. He launched his own music video channel, Revolt TV. Revolt provided a platform for emerging artists. It gave a voice to the voiceless. It became a force in the music industry. Diddy's influence could be felt everywhere. He was a fixture on television and in films. He appeared in movies like Monsters Ball and Get Him to the Greek. He hosted and produced television shows. He was a multifaceted talent. He was a cultural force to be reckoned with. Diddy's influence went beyond entertainment. He was a vocal advocate for social justice. He used his platform to raise awareness about issues affecting his community. He spoke out against police brutality. He supported organizations fighting for equality. He used his influence to make a difference. Diddy's journey was not without its challenges. He faced controversies. He endured personal tragedies, but through it all, he persevered. He remained committed to his vision. He never gave up on his dreams. This resilience is what made him an icon. Section 6. The reign of Bad Boy. Bad Boy Records, under P. Diddy's leadership, reigned supreme in the music industry. The label was a hit-making machine, churning out chart-topping singles and albums that defined the sound of a generation. The artists signed to Bad Boy became superstars in their own right, their music dominating the airwaves and their faces gracing magazine covers worldwide. The notorious Big, with his lyrical prowess and undeniable charisma, remained a central figure. His legacy cemented as one of the greatest rappers of all time. But the label's success was not without its share of tragedy. The East Coast versus West Coast rivalry cast a long shadow over the music industry, and Bad Boy Records found itself caught in the crossfire. The untimely deaths of Tupac Shakur and the notorious Big shook the hip-hop world to its core, leaving a void that could never be filled. Despite the tragedies and controversies, Bad Boy Records continued to thrive. Diddy, ever the visionary, adapted to the changing musical landscape, signing new artists and experimenting with different sounds. The label remained a force to be reckoned with, proving its staying power and solidifying its place in music history. Section 1. A Coast Divided, the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry was a dark chapter in hip-hop history. It was a clash of cultures, styles, and egos. At the heart of the rivalry was a fundamental difference in sound and perspective. The East Coast sound, epitomized by Bad Boy Records, was gritty and sample-heavy. The West Coast sound, led by Death Row Records, was laid back and funk-infused. These differences represented a cultural divide. The media sensationalized the feud, fanning the flames of discord. The rivalry escalated quickly, fueled by diss tracks and public insults. It had tragic consequences that forever changed hip-hop. Bad Boy Records, led by P. Diddy, and Death Row Records, headed by the controversial Suge Knight, became the epicenters of the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. The two labels were like oil and water, their styles, philosophies, and artists diametrically opposed. Bad Boy, with its polished sound and emphasis on commercial success, represented the rise of hip-hop as a mainstream force. Death Row, with its gangsta rap aesthetic and street credibility, embodied the raw, unfiltered voice of the streets. The rivalry between the two labels was personal, fueled by ego, ambition, and a fierce competition for dominance in the music industry. P. Diddy, with his flamboyant style and business acumen, was seen as the up-and-comer, the ambitious entrepreneur challenging the established order. Suge Knight, with his imposing physique and reputation for ruthlessness, was the established power player, the self-proclaimed most hated man in America who ruled death row with an iron fist. The two men were a study in contrasts, their personalities and approaches to the music business as different as the coasts they represented. Their rivalry, played out in the media and on wax, would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the course of hip-hop history and leaving an enduring legacy of violence and loss. The East Coast versus West Coast rivalry was inflamed by diss tracks, each a verbal assault to humiliate the opposing side. These tracks became anthems for each coast, spreading like wildfire through streets and airwaves. Tupac Shakur's Hit 'Em Up attacked the notorious Big and Bad Boy Records, escalating the rivalry to a fever pitch. Bad Boy Records responded with their own diss tracks, targeting Tupac and the West Coast scene. These battles spilled into real life, with confrontations becoming increasingly violent. The media documented every insult and threat, further fueling the flames of the rivalry. The year was 1999. P. Diddy was at the top of his game. Bad Boy Records was a dominant force in the music industry. He was a cultural icon, a trendsetter, a symbol of success. But beneath the glitz and glamour, a storm was brewing. On December 27, 1999, Diddy's world changed forever. He was involved in a shooting at Club New York, a popular Manhattan nightclub. The details of the incident were murky. Gunfire erupted in the crowded club. 3 people were injured. Diddy and his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez fled the scene. The incident made headlines around the world. Diddy was arrested and charged with weapons violations and bribery. He was accused of attempting to bribe his driver, Wardell Fenderson, to claim ownership of the gun found at the scene. The charges were serious. Diddy faced a lengthy prison sentence if convicted. The trial became a media circus. Reporters camped outside the courthouse. Cameras followed Diddy's every move. The prosecution painted him as a reckless celebrity, above the law, willing to use his wealth and influence to evade justice. Diddy maintained his innocence. He claimed he was a victim of circumstance, caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. He insisted that he never possessed a weapon that night and that he did not bribe anyone. The trial was a grueling ordeal for Diddy. His personal life was thrust into the spotlight, and his character was called into question. The pressure was immense. Throughout the trial, Diddy remained defiant. He maintained his innocence and vowed to clear his name. His lawyers argued that the prosecution's case was weak, based on the testimony of unreliable witnesses and circumstantial evidence. They pointed out inconsistencies in the accounts of the prosecution's witnesses and argued that the gun could have belonged to anyone in the club that night. After weeks of testimony, the jury reached a verdict. Diddy was acquitted of all charges. The verdict was met with mixed reactions. Some people believed that justice had been served, that Diddy was indeed innocent of the charges against him. Others questioned whether Diddy's wealth and celebrity had influenced the jury's decision. The Club New York shooting cast a long shadow over Diddy's career. It tarnished his reputation and raised questions about his character. Despite the acquittal, the incident left an indelible mark on his legacy. The Club New York shooting was a wake-up call for Diddy. It forced him to confront the darker side of fame. He realized that success came with a price. He was no longer just a music mogul, he was a public figure, scrutinized by the media and judged by the court of public opinion. The incident made him reevaluate his priorities. He retreated from the spotlight, focusing on his family and his business ventures. He seemed determined to rebuild his life and his reputation. In the years that followed, Diddy tried to move on from the Club New York shooting. He continued to release music and expanded his business empire, but the incident continued to haunt him. It was a reminder that no amount of fame or fortune could insulate him from the consequences of his actions. The shooting had changed him. It had made him more cautious, more aware of the fragility of his own success. The Club New York shooting was not the only controversy to plague Diddy's career. Over the years, he faced a number of accusations and allegations, ranging from contract disputes to assault. These allegations painted a troubling picture of Diddy, portraying him as a ruthless businessman who was willing to exploit others for his own gain. One of the most persistent accusations against Diddy involved his business practices. Several artists who had worked with Bad Boy Records claimed that they had been cheated out of royalties and publishing rights. They accused Diddy of taking advantage of their talent and their trust, leaving them with little to show for their contributions to the label's success. These allegations led to a number of lawsuits against Diddy and Bad Boy Records. While some of these lawsuits were settled out of court, others dragged on for years, further tarnishing Diddy's reputation and casting a shadow over his legacy. The allegations of financial impropriety were particularly damaging as they struck at the heart of Diddy's carefully crafted image as a savvy entrepreneur and a champion of black excellence. In addition to the accusations of financial mismanagement, Diddy also faced allegations of assault. These allegations, if true, painted a much darker picture of Diddy, one that contradicted his public persona as a charming and charismatic figure. One of the most high-profile assault allegations against Diddy involved a former girlfriend. The woman accused Diddy of physically abusing her during their relationship, claiming that he had hit her, choked her, and threatened her life. Diddy vehemently denied these allegations, maintaining his innocence and claiming that he was being falsely accused. The case went to court, but the charges were eventually dropped due to insufficient evidence. Despite the dismissal of the charges, the allegations continued to dog Diddy, raising questions about his character and casting a shadow of doubt over his public image. The public was left to grapple with these conflicting narratives, unsure of what to believe and how to reconcile the image of the successful and philanthropic Diddy with the allegations of violence and abuse. The legal troubles and controversies that plagued Diddy's career undoubtedly tarnished his legacy. They forced the public to confront the duality of his persona, the stark contrast between the image of the self-made mogul and the allegations of misconduct and violence. Diddy's story, once a tale of triumph over adversity, became a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of fame and the corrupting influence of power. The question of whether Diddy's achievements outweigh his controversies is a complex one, with no easy answers. Some argue that his contributions to music, fashion, and philanthropy are too significant to ignore, that his positive impact on the world overshadows his personal failings. Others contend that his alleged actions cannot be separated from his accomplishments, that his legacy is forever tainted by the accusations of violence, exploitation, and abuse. Only time will tell how history will ultimately judge P. P. Diddy's entrepreneurial spirit was evident from the beginning. He understood that success in the music industry, while lucrative, was often fleeting. To build a lasting legacy, he needed to diversify, to expand his reach beyond the realm of music. He set his sights on the world of business, recognizing that his name, his brand, held immense power and influence. He envisioned an empire, one built not just on beats and rhymes, but on strategic partnerships, innovative ideas, and a keen understanding of the consumer market. His journey into the business world began with fashion. In 1998, he launched his own clothing line, Sean John. The brand was a reflection of Diddy's personal style, urban, sophisticated, and aspirational. Sean John quickly became a cultural phenomenon, its popularity fueled by Diddy's own star power and his savvy marketing strategies. The brand's success transcended the realm of fashion, becoming a symbol of Diddy's business acumen and his ability to translate his cultural influence into tangible success. Diddy's foray into fashion was just the beginning. He had tasted success in a new arena, and his appetite for building a business empire was only growing stronger. He saw opportunities in industries far removed from music, recognizing that his brand, his Midas touch, could transform any venture into gold. Diddy's entrepreneurial ventures extended far beyond the world of fashion. He understood that true wealth lay in diversification, in building a portfolio of businesses that spanned multiple industries. He saw an opportunity in the beverage industry, a market ripe for disruption. In 2007, he partnered with Diageo, the global beverage giant, to become the brand ambassador for Ciroc Vodka. The partnership was unconventional, a hip-hop mogul aligning himself with a luxury spirits brand. But Diddy saw the potential, the opportunity to elevate Ciroc from a relatively unknown brand to a household name. He poured his energy, his marketing genius, into the venture, transforming Ciroc into one of the top-selling vodka brands in the world. The success of Ciroc was a testament to Diddy's business acumen, his ability to identify an undervalued asset, and through sheer force of will and marketing prowess, turn it into a billion-dollar brand. Diddy's entrepreneurial spirit didn't stop there. He continued to seek out new opportunities, new challenges, always looking for ways to expand his empire and solidify his legacy as a business titan. Diddy's partnership with Ciroc Vodka was a masterclass in celebrity branding and marketing. He understood the power of his image, his influence, and he leveraged it to the fullest. He didn't just endorse Ciroc, he became the face of the brand, appearing in countless advertisements, hosting lavish parties, and seamlessly integrating Ciroc into his music videos and public appearances. He positioned Ciroc as the drink of success, of celebration, of aspiration, aligning it with his own image as a self-made mogul living a life of luxury and accomplishment. He understood the importance of connecting with his audience on an emotional level, of creating a lifestyle brand that people aspired to be a part of. His marketing campaigns were innovative and attention-grabbing, often featuring celebrity cameos, stunning visuals, and a heavy dose of Diddy's signature swagger. He transformed Ciroc from a niche vodka brand into a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of success and celebration. Under Diddy's leadership, Ciroc's sales skyrocketed. The brand became a staple at nightclubs and bars, a favorite among celebrities and consumers alike. Diddy's success with Ciroc solidified his reputation as a business mogul, a marketing genius who could turn any product into a cultural phenomenon. Not content with conquering the vodka market, Diddy set his sights on the burgeoning health and wellness industry. In 2014, he became an investor and brand ambassador for Aqua Hydrate, a high-performance alkaline water brand. He saw the growing trend of consumers seeking healthier beverage options, and he recognized the potential of Aqua Hydrate to capitalize on this shift in consumer behavior. As with Ciroc, Diddy's involvement with Aqua Hydrate went beyond a typical endorsement deal. He immersed himself in the brand, understanding its unique selling points and crafting a marketing strategy that resonated with his target audience. He positioned Aqua Hydrate as the ultimate performance beverage, emphasizing its hydrating properties and its potential to enhance athletic performance and overall well-being. He leveraged his social media presence, his connections in the sports and entertainment worlds, to promote Aqua Hydrate to a wider audience. He hosted fitness events, partnered with athletes, and integrated Aqua Hydrate into his own demanding workout regimen. His efforts paid off. Aqua Hydrate's popularity soared, becoming a favorite among fitness enthusiasts, athletes, and health-conscious consumers. Section 5: Revolt, a platform for the culture. Diddy's entrepreneurial ambitions extended beyond product endorsements and brand partnerships. He recognized the shifting landscape of the media industry, the growing influence of digital platforms, and the need for a media company that reflected the interests and aspirations of a younger, more diverse generation. In 2013, he launched Revolt TV, a multi-platform media company dedicated to music, news, and cultural programming. Revolt was more than just a television network. It was a platform for the culture, a space for artists, creators, and influencers to connect with their audiences and share their stories. Diddy envisioned Revolt as a disruptor in the media landscape, a company that challenged the status quo and gave a voice to the voiceless. He used his platform to address social justice issues, to promote diversity and inclusion in the media, and to create opportunities for underrepresented communities. Revolt quickly gained a loyal following, its programming resonating with a generation hungry for authentic voices and fresh perspectives. Diddy's vision for Revolt was clear: to build a media empire that not only entertained but also empowered, informed, and inspired. Section 6: The Midas Touch. P. Diddy's journey from music mogul to business titan is a testament to his entrepreneurial spirit, his unwavering ambition, and his innate understanding of branding and marketing. He possessed the Midas touch, the ability to transform any venture into gold. His success in the business world went beyond his celebrity status. It was a product of his hard work, his business acumen, and his willingness to take risks. He surrounded himself with a talented team, he sought out mentors, and he never stopped learning and evolving. He understood the importance of building a strong brand, of connecting with his audience on an emotional level, and of constantly innovating and adapting to the ever-changing market landscape. His empire, built on a foundation of music, fashion, beverages, and media, reflected his diverse interests and his unwavering drive to succeed. P. Diddy's legacy as a business mogul is a testament to the power of entrepreneurship, the importance of diversification, and the transformative potential of a well-crafted brand. Section 1. A Heart of Gold. P. Diddy's public persona was often defined by his lavish lifestyle, his business acumen, and his larger-than-life personality. But beneath the surface of the music mogul, the fashion icon, the astute businessman, there lay a deep-seated commitment to giving back, a desire to make a difference in the lives of others. Diddy's philanthropy was not a PR stunt, not an afterthought, but a core part of his identity, a reflection of his own experiences and his desire to uplift his community. He understood the struggles faced by underprivileged communities, having witnessed them firsthand growing up in Harlem. He knew the transformative power of education, the importance of opportunity, and he dedicated himself to providing those opportunities to others. Diddy's philanthropic efforts were as diverse as his business ventures, spanning education, healthcare, social justice, and disaster relief. He didn't just write checks, he actively engaged with the causes he supported, using his platform to raise awareness, inspire others, and create lasting change. His generosity was not motivated by accolades or recognition, but by a genuine desire to make a difference in the world. For Diddy, philanthropy was not an obligation, but a calling, a way to use his success to empower others and create a more equitable society. Education was a cornerstone of Diddy's philanthropic endeavors. He believed that knowledge was power, that education was the key to breaking the cycle of poverty and creating a more just and equitable society. In 1995, he established the Daddy's House Social Programs, an organization dedicated to providing educational and recreational opportunities for inner-city youth. Daddy's House offered a range of programs, including tutoring, mentoring, college prep courses, and summer camps, all designed to empower young people and provide them with the tools they needed to succeed. Diddy's commitment to education extended beyond his own organization. He was a major supporter of the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, or NFTE, an organization that taught entrepreneurship skills to young people from low-income communities. He believed that entrepreneurship was a pathway to economic empowerment, a way for young people to create their own opportunities and build a better future for themselves and their communities. Diddy's dedication to education was unwavering, a testament to his belief in the potential of young people and his commitment to creating a world where everyone had the opportunity to achieve their dreams. P. Diddy never shied away from using his platform to address social justice issues. He understood the power of his voice, his influence, and he used it to advocate for equality, justice, and opportunity for all. He was a vocal critic of police brutality and racial profiling, using his social media presence and his public appearances to raise awareness, spark dialogue, and demand change. In 2016, in the wake of the deaths of Philando Castile and Alton Sterling, two black men killed by police officers, Diddy penned an open letter calling for an end to police brutality and racial injustice. He challenged his fellow artists, athletes, and influencers to use their platforms to speak out against injustice and to demand accountability. Diddy's activism extended beyond words. He supported organizations working on the front lines of social justice, providing financial support and using his platform to amplify their messages. He understood that true change required more than just awareness. It required action, engagement, and a commitment to dismantling systemic racism and inequality. Diddy's voice was a powerful force for change, inspiring others to speak out, to get involved, and to fight for a more just and equitable world. P. Diddy's life and career presented a complex narrative, a story of triumph and tragedy, of generosity and controversy. His philanthropic efforts, while extensive and impactful, often struggled to outweigh the negative headlines, the accusations, the controversies that swirled around him. The public perception of Diddy remained divided, some viewing him as a hero, a role model, a generous philanthropist, while others saw him as a flawed figure, his good deeds overshadowed by his alleged transgressions. This duality was perhaps the defining characteristic of his public persona, the constant tension between the positive impact he made through his philanthropy and the damage inflicted by his alleged actions. Diddy's story served as a reminder that fame and fortune did not absolve one from accountability, that even the most generous acts could not erase past mistakes. Ultimately, it was up to each individual to weigh the evidence, to consider both the good and the bad, and to form their own conclusions about the legacy of P. Diddy. P. Diddy's story is a complex tapestry woven from ambition, talent, controversy, and an unwavering pursuit of success. He rose from humble beginnings to become a dominant force in hip-hop, a cultural icon, and a savvy businessman. His influence on music, fashion, and popular culture is undeniable. However, Diddy's journey has been fraught with controversy. Accusations of business disputes and assault have cast a long shadow over his achievements. Is it possible to acknowledge his contributions to music and culture while grappling with the darker aspects of his journey? He is both a visionary and a lightning rod for controversy. Despite the controversies, P. Diddy's impact on the world is undeniable. His story continues to captivate and inspire.